It was a good, visual trick where they're like, I love the way water Pokemon float and how they swim and how they dive and how they
And
surf and how they
squirt.
squirt.
Too much info, Misty. Thank you.
You think? Ooh.
It is a somber day on To Kill A Delibird in which we say goodbye to one of our favorite Pokemon team members. Psyduck is leaving us this week.
Oh.
This week on To Kill A Delibird, we're covering 3 or more episodes of the Pokemon anime. I'm Kellan, and I'm struggling to hold my emotions in.
You can do it.
Graham, I'm going to have to put it to you. I'm going to give it to you.
Okay,
How are you doing?
Take the time. Work through it, big guy. You know, Tolkien, dollar in the jar, he had his male leads cry, and I think that's really important. It's okay to shed a tear. I mean, Boromir did when he realized what he tried to do to Frodo. If Boromir can cry, so can you, Kellan.
We'll get through this. We'll be strong for the kids.
For the kids. I'm also sad. Yes, Psyduck might be the only Pokemon I care about. I hate these fuckers.
What about Pikachu? Pikachu's so fun. And Togepi.
That's a joke. I have Pokemon I've grown to like over the course of this. Hi, folks, I'm Graham. If you're new to Kill a Delibird, I'm the one who doesn't know a lot about Pokemon. Kellan, who let us in with that somber tone, is the Pokemaster. Yeah, Psyduck's he's up there for me. He's top of the anime, impact, right? I'm also, I like Bulbasaur and I like Lickitung. I think those are my big 3.
Yeah.
Lickitung,
so
Bulbasaur,
good.
and Lickitung.
Ding, 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 ding. Lickitung.
Yeah.
Gotta love Lickitung.
Yeah. But Pikachu, when he wears clothes, hits different.
We'll see that as well today.
Exactly.
So we're sad about Psyduck, but we're gonna try to hold that in until we get to that episode. We'll still have some fun throughout the first 2. Today we're looking at episode 91, Shell Shock, followed by episode 92, Stage Fight, and episode 93, Bye Psyduck.
Fun fact, 66.6 repeating, of course, % of episodes that we're covering today have an exclamation mark in the title.
I was thinking the same thing when I wrote the names down. It's like, wow, there's 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 exclamation marks in a row. This is what we live for, folks.
Can you tell we've been doing this together for 46 weeks?
If we're so in sync that the kinds of things that bring us joy are exclamation marks.
That's sad.
I also like looking at the Japanese titles and seeing where they use exclamation marks. So the second episode we're covering Stage Fight, exclamation mark. The Japanese translates to dance, exclamation mark. Pokemon Showboat, exclamation mark. That's fucking awesome.
I love the direct translations of the Japanese titles. They're so good.
I almost want that on a t-shirt. Dance! Exclamation mark. Pokemon Show. You know what would be even better? If it was dance, exclamation mark, Pokemon Showboat, question mark.
Dance!
That would
Pokemon
be an all-time
Showboat?
great. Yeah, that would be an all-time great. Which actually, look at this. The Bye Psyduck translation is Goodbye Koduck, exclamation mark, come again Golduck, question mark.
Oh. Interesting.
Incredible name.
Well, we'll get there. We like to talk about a little something before we get started. Graham, you started playing a new game recently.
Yeah, I finally, and I know you were raving about this all summer, I finally started Tears of the Kingdom, the Zelda game. Exploration-based Ultra Hand. Killing Kellan by not playing it.
So good.
It would kill you even more if I said I didn't like it.
Yes.
That'd be hilarious. But it's pretty hard not to like. It's
fantastic.
It's a solid unit of a game for sure.
How far have you gotten?
Not that far. And that's the other thing is it's dense. I'll pick it up, let's say I play it for an hour, and I'm not even really sure what I did in that hour. Right? I fall down a hole, and then I'm in the sky, and then I'm flipping wood over.
There's so much.
I'm at a stage where I can give first impressions like this, but this is all this is. I don't really have too much of a view on it yet because it is a very dense game. And I think I was complaining to you in chat that I've been playing so many fighting games this year that it was almost like cognitive whiplash. My brain has been used to being so stimulated when I play games that this was like, oh, I have to change how I think about games for a bit. Because like it's more of a slow burn. There's less immediate gratification, right? It's like you're getting a lot out of exploration and being creative. Very different from a fighting game, which is like more like a sport, except not. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, when we were first seeing information about the game and it was revealed that it would have the same map as Breath of the Wild, I saw a lot of people online. They're like, "Well, it's just fucking Breath of the Wild DLC. What are we doing here?" And I was like, "What are you guys talking about? It's been like 6 years. This is a mainline Nintendo game. They're going to do more than just have it be the same map. Like there's gonna be a reason for that." And it's the same map, but it doesn't feel like the same map. At least it didn't to me.
It doesn't
it's
feel
so
like
different
the same
now.
map at all.
Plus, there's 2 extra fucking maps to explore.
Yeah.
So
and it clearly like is rooting you in different directions than it did in Breath of the Wild. Like exploration in these games is interesting because you can go anywhere you like, but at the same time
they kind of push you towards one direction.
They push you towards things. Like they've crafted it like clever level design where they make you feel free, but you're kind of not.
Yeah.
But you are. You know what I mean? There's like soft suggestion that sort of root you in. And that has been completely remixed so that it doesn't feel like the same map. Like it is the same map and it is in the
geographically it's the same.
It's geographically the same, but it's very different. And
the contents have changed.
The contents have changed. And this is another way that it remixes. The abilities are so vastly different from the first one that the way you interact with the world is different. So,
in Breath of the Wild, you could interact with like the water for ice and then anything magnetic with magnesis.
Yeah.
But with Ultra Hand in the picture, you can interact with almost literally fucking anything.
Right.
Which blows the options wide open.
Yeah. I couldn't think of a good example of a sequel that expanded on its mechanics like this, where the first game has something, like the magnetic effect. And then when they move to the next one, instead of them being like, let's have magnet, but even more magnety, or like let's just make it stronger. They go, how does it allow you to interact with the world? Let's expand on that. I think that's what this game's legacy is going to be, just from my brief exposure to it so far. But it's going to be kind of pushing people that when they think about sequels, think about them not just in terms of like the next story or not just like iterating on mechanics, but like what if you take a mechanic that applies to X and Y, but reimagine it so it applies to X, Y, and Z. And I am talking about like X, Y, and Z in terms of space, right? Like now you're playing with more axes, bro. Your degrees of freedom are blown wide open. So I think that's going to be the game's legacy.
See, in my Pokemon head, just fucks with me because anytime I hear someone say X and Y, in reference either to dimensions or vague ideas, my mind goes, Pokemon X and Y.
Oh, I see.
Those were games.
I'm a math kid, unfortunately. So I think of geometry, or I think of vectors, or I think of algebra, or I think of space.
Yeah, I don't. Speaking of Pokemon, we could probably talk about Tears of the Kingdom for like an hour, but
that's a problem.
Yeah.
We're losing our audience who doesn't care about video games.
So what are we doing today?
Okay.
What do we got before we jump into the episodes?
This is an episode that is much like the ocean. It's full of waves. Ups and downs are going to take us through different emotional experiences throughout this. We entered this episode sad and crying. Much like a baby born from the womb, we wept. And then we were lifted up. We were shown how to crawl, shown how to walk, and we felt happy discussing Zelda. Well, now is puberty, and we are going to enter a very awkward, very strange segment of the episode. We are sad about Psyduck, so we are going to hold a memorial service for Psyduck.
God rest his soul.
If you are with anybody, I ask you to hold out your hands and hold hands with the people next to you and think about Psyduck and maybe light some candles, a nice incense. Oh, and I used ChatGPT to give the structure, like to give a template for this, but the content was written by us. Just FYI.
Disclaimer.
I like disclaimers. There are no like legal disclaimers for that yet, but I think there should be.
There should be.
Anyways,
absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, we gather here today to remember and celebrate the life of a beloved friend, Psyduck. To our favorite duck, Psyduck, today on To Kill A Delibird, we must say goodbye, duck.
Oh.
As we reflect on the life of Psyduck, let us remember the simple joys that this quacking companion brought to us. Here are some of Psyduck's best qualities. The way he says, "Sigh." Beautiful. His headaches. Everyone remembers his headache.
Mm-hmm.
His love for Misty. Man, does he love her. His pure star power as a leading Hollywood duck. Thinking of that movie, Pokemon in Love.
The best movie.
His ability to pop out of Pokeballs when he is needed most. So useful. So vigilant. Mm-hmm. And always his best pal relationship. Possibly with benefits? With Slowbro.
Ugh, OTP.
Let us take a moment of silence to reflect on the joy that our sweet baby boy Psyduck brought us. In this quiet moment, I want all of you to think about Psyduck's tail wagging back and forth. If you do not think about his tail, for the entire duration of this moment, you will be sent a ticket by the International Thought Police. Thank you. In the spirit of remembrance, Kellan would like to recite a poem. Kellan, can you come up to the podium?
Sigh, you make us want to cry, 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 duck. Oh, why did you have to die, die, die? Fuck. Oh, Psyduck, losing you is a sin. You know it's kind of weird that you can't swim. Maybe learn sometime on a whim. Goodbye, Psyduck, gone forever. How the gang would give you a headache was always clever. Then your psychic attack could lose never.
Oh, that was beautiful, Kellan. I'm tearing up over here.
So now, sad.
I invite Misty to share some thoughts and memories on Psyduck and give the eulogy as his closest friend. Hi, everyone. My name is Misty, and I was Psyduck's trainer. He came to me by accident, and he was a stupid duck. Occasionally, he got lucky. I really loved him, but when it was convenient, mostly I treated him like shit.
So true.
He is obviously a reference to the Ugly Duckling story, but I consistently ignore the message of that story. I just love cute water Pokemon, and I always thought he'd evolve into a charming Golduck. I hope he comes back so I can take him for granted more. Thank you for listening. Please grab an execute salad sandwich on the way out. Thanks! Oh, thanks, Misty. That was a great eulogy. I know Psyduck would have really appreciated it. We're truly sorry for your loss. Goodbye, Psyduck. We will miss you.
So long, my friend.
All right, we're out of puberty. We are calming down. Hormones are settling.
You know, in that brief pause before Misty's speech, I thought you were going to ask me to do that, and I was about to be like, I don't know how the fuck to do Misty's voice. What are you expecting out of me?
And I knew that you would think that I would ask you to do it, so I just did it. I was like, I think I can do Misty.
Yeah, it's close enough.
It was fine. I mean, I heard you try to do Jessie last week. It was
yeah,
we'll I know which ones you can cover well.
Female voices are a lot trickier.
Yeah, no, they're very hard.
Which includes Ash, because he is voiced by a woman.
And Pikachu.
Those are a little different. The Pokemon cries are a little different. They feel different, yeah. Anyway, shall we get into the actual episodes?
Yeah, let's kick it off. Episode 91, Shell Shock! ! So,
the narrator says what we're all thinking at the start of this episode. We're back on the sea again, and he's got some real sass on him this time. He's bemoaning the fact that there's nothing new to say about anything these days.
It's like the gang has all the fun while I keep having to narrate.
Announcers never get any fun. When suddenly, speedboats blast past them. There's an island on the horizon they're going to. And on this island, we see a newscaster. I don't know if we ever learned her name.
I don't know, but I love her.
She's...
Not romantically. That sounded weird. I love her. I think she's hilarious. Like,
she is horrible.
She's insufferable.
You love to hate her. But that's what her character is.
No. I love her. Because her sentence crafting is amazing.
That's true. Yeah.
This episode is a sweet sentence gold mine, and it all comes from this reporter. But yes, morally, she's questionable. Yeah.
So this island may hold the secret to an ancient extinct Pokemon, according to this reporter. And so at the news camp, we have found some fossilized remains found in a fisherman's net recently. And Tracy is shocked. Ash is a little shocked too, but he's seen Kabuto before,
Right. That's the mystery. The Kabuto mystery. So Kabuto we would have seen in a previous episode, right?
Attack of the Prehistoric Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Where Charmeleon evolves.
He's a little
horseshoe crab. We've been over that.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so we see the archaeologist's base here because that's what's going on. Is on this island. There's a gang of archaeologists looking for Kabuto remains. And that's what the reporters are covering here. At the base, we see 2 Machoke who are helping haul materials around. Pokemon with jobs. Good to see.
You know what this reminded me of?
What?
In Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, at the start of the game, your character is moving into their new town, Little Root.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into the house, there's a couple of Machoke helping move boxes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do they own a moving company? A Burly Boys moving?
I think that's the idea.
Burly Boys moving company. It's just 2 Machokes.
So we gotta go speak to the leader of this archaeological dig. We found out. Hey, it's Nurse Joy.
It is absolutely Nurse Joy.
So according to a legend of old, a Kabuto shell's oil can make one immortal. To which Joy's like, yeah, it's probably not true, but maybe it has some health benefits.
Yeah. Legend has it, oil from Kabuto shells heals and can make you live forever. I also like this sweet sentence. My first sweet sentence from the reporters around this scene. She goes, beneath the layers of silt and soil lie the fossilized remains of the long-extinct Pokemon Kabuto, caught in a fishing net, dislodged from its resting place. Ash is dexing it, and it's like he forgot that he's met Kabutops and the Kabutos before. I mean, that was a very traumatic event for him.
Yeah. So. But he does remember it. He saw in the episodes with Todd Snap. He remembers being carried away by the Aerodactyl.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Ash is just stupid.
Right.
So yeah, the guys are really into this. They really want to help. They're jumping in front of the camera, doing that whole gag that I don't love.
Mm-hmm.
But Misty pulls him away, tells him to shut up. You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Team Rocket in the Magikarp sub see the Torps and the camera crew and wonder what the fuck is up with that.
Yeah, they want some airtime also. Stop hogging the camera.
Short scene from them. We go back to the archaeology team. They're off, trucking through the woods, I believe, and but we see a shadowy figure watching from behind a tree. Ooh. So they climb a very narrow path up a mountain.
These explorers are incapable of fear, the reporter says.
Team Rocket follow pretty far behind. They're on the lower level.
Yeah, they're on a lower path.
But James has a big
all
backpack.
The supplies. Yeah, he's carrying it all.
He's really tired, and Jesse's like, well, you didn't have to bring that big backpack and all that stuff. And he's like, well, you didn't have to bring your bad attitude. Ooh, shit.
Classic Team Rocket.
Classic.
If this was a different show, Jesse would have been like, you don't have to be so lazy. And James would have been like, and you don't have to be such a bitch. Whoa. That's the same joke, but adulted up.
So the archaeology team stumbles across a large boulder. This boulder falls down and starts chasing them down the path. Viridiana Jones wishes. Am I right?
Oh yeah, he would have really saved the day here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he would have let them got all crushed, and then he would have ran out.
So as they run, Ash tells Joy, "Hey, use the Machoke. Get the Machoke to help us."
Machoke, get in there and block that rock.
And they grab it. The Machoke grab it. They chuck it off the cliff.
A superpower pair of Machoke saved the day.
Where it hits James and he falls into the canyon.
Yeah, falls down. Like, oh man, Team Rocket dies a lot. We all know that. But
this is the most obvious gag. As soon as the Machoke threw it, I was like, oh, they're going to hit Team Rocket, right? And it still got me. I still thought it was great.
Okay, so sometimes the Team Rocket deaths, quote unquote, are so cartoony that you're like, yeah, okay, this is a cartoon and they have cartoon rules. But occasionally there's one that strikes me as kind of dark or kind of really oh, they're dead. You know, when they were buried in cement. And this one I was like, James the boulder pulls him off and he falls into darkness. I'm like, he's dead. But he's not.
I still can't get over that fucking cement one.
I know, that was the worst. Because you're like, oh, this is kind of scary.
It's wild. So that shadowy figure is continuing to watch when they come across a hidden bay that the experts believe this fossil may have come from. And so they're off to work. They're going to start digging around in this place, and oh my god, Pikachu has a pickaxe.
Oh,
It's so cute.
Love when he tries to help.
It reminds me of like Knife Dog.
Go on.
It's a dog with a knife.
Wait, what is Knife Dog? I don't think I know that one.
It's a dog with a knife.
Oh, okay. Is it from something?
I'm trying to remember exactly what the context is, not gonna lie. There's a photo of the dog. I think that's like the source.
Oh, this is Zoomer humor as fuck. Like, I don't know.
It's a dog with a katana in its mouth.
I don't understand this at
How is that
all.
not hilarious?
Have you seen these things comparing like millennial and Zoomer humor?
Dave.
Yeah, that's the one where it's just like they just like edit a picture funny, and that's comedy. That's cool. It's better than boomer humor. I'll give you that.
Both of those photos will be up on the video version if you're watching that.
Nice.
I'm talking about
Dave.
It's so stupid.
So dumb.
Every time I see that photo, I chuckle.
Yeah, now I'm laughing.
It's so absurd.
Exactly.
And that's why it's funny. Anyway, Pikachu has a pickaxe. That's what all that was about.
Pickaxe Pikachu. At
Love
duty.
It. And then more boulders, and it chases
boulders,
the people.
Part 2.
The reporter's like, this excavation is off to a rocky start. Shut the fuck up. You're going to die. Quit making puns and run.
But you're so good at your job. So they have ride-ons who are helping with the dig, and the ride-on just drills the boulders like in half.
Yep.
Beautiful.
With horn drill. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
So Misty clocks the obvious. Someone is doing this on purpose, trying to drive him away.
Accidents? And Tracy's like, this island is technically deserted, you fuck.
And so Pikachu sees the shadowy figure and gives chase.
Yeah.
And he looks very angry. And then Ash is also chasing, jumps out of a bush, tackles the shadowy figure.
And they spend like 20 seconds amping this up about like, who is it? I'm like, oh my god, it'll be like Gary or something. Like it'll be like,
and it's nobody.
And it's Gary Busey.
It's
That's what I thought he looked like.
It's just they hype this up. They keep him in the shadows for so long, and then they finally reveal his face like some kind of big reveal, and it's someone that we have no idea who the fuck this is.
Yeah, it's just nobody.
It's an old guy.
It's an old man.
Who's that Pokemon? It's an old dude.
It's like the Scooby-Doo thing where they pull off the
old
mask.
Man Jenkins.
Except that it's like someone they haven't met yet.
Yeah.
Which I think they've done that joke before in Scooby-Doo.
Probably. Yeah, no, they did that in the second live action movie.
Yeah.
They pull off the mask and it's just the camera guy.
Right, it's someone they haven't really met yet or who wasn't significant. Yeah.
And that was only one of them. Like he was a henchman.
Right,
the other.
Yeah.
Because they unmasked the real person later. No spoilers. Watch that movie.
But it was Old Man Jenkins.
It was Old Man Jenkins.
But it was Scooby-Doo himself.
Yep.
Ruh-roh.
So I want to watch those movies again. Those are great.
Let's do it. Let's review them.
Hell yeah. I'm down, 100%.
TCAT reviews.
Bonus.
Scooby-Doo.
Bonus podcast.
Bonus.
I'm down. Anyway, so this guy tells them to leave the island before it's too late. Whoa.
We get a sweet sentence from the reporter. Now, a shocking revelation. As this deranged old man claims responsibility for these brutal attacks. I like how she calls him out, a deranged
so
old
blunt.
man. Yeah. And he goes, I'm not that old, and I'm not deranged.
Yeah, the guy's just like, you guys shouldn't be here. And the reporter's like, who the fuck do you think you are, you crazy old guy?
Yeah.
This is why we don't listen to senior citizens anymore, huh?
Should you even still have a driver's license?
You should be renewing that thing every year. Come on.
Come on.
And so he tells them to hear and heed the ancient prophecy. Something about a blood moon, land gets swallowed, something like that. I didn't write it down. I assume you did.
You assumed correct.
Yep.
Hear and heed the ancient prophecy. When the scavengers arrive, the moon will glow. The moon will glow an angry red. The land itself will vanish and be swallowed by the sea.
And then all the monsters will respawn around Hyrule.
Oh, it's the blood moon.
It's the blood moon.
So what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Fuck you.
No, I liked it. You're really good at jokes, Kellan.
Oh, no, goodness. So he's like old guy. His name is Umberto, I believe. I don't know if they ever actually say that, but that's what
is his name? Birdo?
Umberto.
Umberto. Okay,
Umberto.
not Birdo. from
No.
Marill.
Wow.
Oh, that was good.
So, so he's like, don't disturb the island. And so okay, hold up. This section of notes is just me stream of consciousness. I'm just gonna read it word for word
Let's
because
hear it.
this was just me typing away as the scene went on. So he's like, don't disturb the island. Joy's like, we're just studying fossils. He's like, you can't disturb anything. Misty's like, bitch, you're rolling boulders down hills. That's pretty fucking disturbing.
That is
He's
what
like,
she
fuck
says.
you, go away.
Yeah.
So that was that scene.
That was actually pretty accurate, which is weird. There's a nice interjection that after Misty's like, you're the one disturbing the island with your boulders, Ash is like, she has a point.
She's got a point. I love when characters are just do that really shyly, like, yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's always a fun bit.
Right. I know, especially when it's like, okay, Misty said something and Ash and her like usually is supposed to fight, but then he's just like, Misty's being reasonable. So coincidentally, the researchers around now scream, we found fossils.
Yeah, so they found more Kabuto fossils, but they seem to be like lining the walls of this cave. They're all over the place. So they're gonna get right on. They're gonna get collecting. The old guy tells them, don't disturb the island, to which one of the researchers is like, we're not disturbing, we're collecting. What the fuck do you think disturbing means?
Yeah, you have to disturb to collect. I don't know, maybe he thought you're only disturbing if you play Disturbed, the performance artist on speakers. Oh, wow!
We're not disturbing, we're just poaching. That's it. It's no different. It's fine.
There's like a couple things around here that are kind of interesting. So they lead him into the cave, and I believe at first they're like, we found a fossil, okay? And they're like fixated on this one bump in the wall. But there are clearly, in that camera shot, like hundreds of bumps, right? That are like identical. And then they're like, if that's a fossil, are all of these fossils? And I just thought it was weird that it took any time to make that leap. But it led us to my favorite sweet sentence. This is a beauty from the reporter. This underground graveyard grotto is actually a mammoth mausoleum, a monument constructed by these incredible calcified Kabuto carcasses. That's pretty wicked.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty solid. So then the cave starts to cave in.
Oh, yeah, big rumble.
So, oh my god, the prophecy is coming true. This is not good. Except for the fact that it's just fucking Team Rocket.
Yeah. Did the prophecy include Team Rocket?
I don't believe so, unfortunately. So, their plan is they're gonna get the fossils. They're gonna use them as doorsteps. Good thinking, Team Rocket.
Wait a minute.
And then they try to bomb the old guy.
That's what they want the fossils for? I think I missed
That's what one of them says. He says we'll use them as doorstops.
So they're gonna resort to bombs and theft to get door stops. New low, Team Rocket.
We'll do anything for a paperweight.
Yeah, including killing Ash.
Yeah, so they try to bomb the old guy, and they do a little hot potato routine to where Ash eventually is holding the bomb, and everyone else is hidden behind a giant rock. They're just leaving Ash to die.
You're so brave, Ash.
They're like, throw it away. He's like, oh yeah, I probably should do that. So
we can see how brave you are from this safe location.
And so it bombs the cave, and a ton of fossils fall into Team Rocket's net. And they're off. They've got a ton of these fossils. It seems like this might actually work.
Yeah, our behavior is simply abominable, Jesse says as they fly away. And we get another beautiful line from the reporter. A trio of thieves has just escaped with a cache of Kabuto fossils right through the roof. And that's just where my numbers are going to when these reporters start airing.
Shouldn't it just be cash?
I think I don't know, actually.
I think it's pronounced cache.
We are now discussing the pronunciation of the word spelled C-A-C-H-E. And I think I've heard both.
Google says cache.
Oh, okay. Not cachet?
Yeah. I'm going to trust Google on that
You're
one.
probably right.
Yeah. So yeah, Team Rocket are off. And then we see in the background, the moon's turning red. The blood moon
this
rises.
Is the blood moon.
We get Zelda. She comes out. She talks about the blood moon and how it's respawning all of the monsters. I already made this joke, but it shines on the fossils this time.
It does respawn them, actually.
It does kind of respawn them. They start to move.
In lore.
They're alive. They're alive.
With the sound of music.
So they eat the camera. Kabuto is Julie Andrews in Sound of Music. I'm putting that on the list.
Kabuto, Julie Andrews.
There's Kabuto in the lead role of The Sound of Music. That's too good. So
no, Kabuto should be the children. I think Julie Andrews should be played by Meowth, because the singing would just be beautiful. But really the question is, who plays the little Nazi boy? Shout out to the little Nazi boy in Sound of Music. Why does nobody remember that that movie has a little Nazi boy in it? His name is Rolf.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
There's a little Nazi boy who does a dance.
Oh, I'm going to take your word for that.
Yeah. I think his name is Rolf. Could be wrong.
So the Kabuto are all alive, and they're trying to chase everybody out of the cave. There's like millions of these things, and they get a hold of the TV crew camera. Oh no! Thank God for that.
Yeah, they've destroyed the evidence, which weirdly gives the reporters a bit of a change of heart here. They're totally obsessed with ratings, but seem to ease up a little bit now.
The reporter won't. She's still gonna be on her own. High on her own supply here.
Yeah, for a bit anyways.
So they're chased out of this cave by the millions of Kabuto. And then on the balloon, we see those Kabuto have also come to life. And one of them, with their little pokey claws, click, 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 pops the balloon, sends Team Rocket going blasting off again.
Yeah, kind of freaky because there's so many of these Kabuto.
It's an infestation.
Well,
really.
Yeah, there's so many that it's just like waves of them. It's like the rats in Plague Tale, if you've seen footage of that game. If you don't like rats, don't Google it. It's freaky.
There were so many that the animators got to get away with just drawing a big gray lump to represent all of them.
Yeah, it actually is more reminiscent of like one of those like old horror movies, like The Blob kind of thing, you know, than actually particular individual creatures. They've morphed into a sea.
So outside, the entire island is starting to kind of fall apart. Apparently, it's kind of made of Kabuto fossils, or it was built on like Kabuto fossils.
Island, they were very core to the island's structural integrity.
It's a load-bearing fossil.
Fuck, that's the joke. You found the joke. I was like, where's the joke? I know it's there. It's a load-bearing fossil. Fuck, that's the joke. You got it. 100%.
Beat you to it. Fuck you. Get shit on.
Yeah. Load-bearing fossil. Oh, all the dads at Home Depot are laughing about that one.
They're funny today.
Yeah.
So, according to the prophecy, they have to get to the forest to build rafts to safety, according to Umberto. That seems like a weird prophecy.
Although the prophecy before was very vague, now it has absurdly specific instructions.
When visitors arrive, the blood moon rises, the land falls, and you go chop down a tree and make a boat.
When
Tears
you're
of the
playing...
Kingdom. Oh my God.
That is Tears of a Kingdom-ish. That is how you would get out of that in Tears of a Kingdom. You would build a raft. So, and then Ash used Ultra Hand, and he built a raft, and the gang got to safety.
And it was fucking sweet.
And he did a kickflip.
So they're doing that. My note was they could also just like use Lapras, right? But they do that later. But then the reporter says something again, and she's like looking like she's talking to a camera. But your camera got fucking destroyed.
Yeah, she's just
who are you talking to?
She's so content pilled, she cannot escape.
That's what TikTok's doing to this generation, I tell you.
Exactly. She like looks to an invisible camera and is like, more exciting than my 2-part series on Kadabra spoon removal. Which I'm not gonna lie.
What does that even mean?
Give me it. Yeah, okay, I know. I'm like, does that mean removing the spoons from its hands? Because if so, why would you do that? Does it mean using the spoons for something? Or are these cadavers who unfortunately got the spoon stuck somewhere? Like a very embarrassing ER visit.
It's just a whole floor in the hospital of cadabras from frat houses with spoons up their ass.
It's like, fuck, we gotta end this hazing. This is too far. The doctors are swearing. Oh, brutal.
Now that's the fan art I want. Screw the Sound of Music one. I want cadaver frat bros spoon ass hospitals. That's what I want.
On a t-shirt. That's right, folks. We've got merch. No. That'd be horrible.
That'd be so funny, though.
Yes, Cadabra spoon ass. And it wasn't our idea, it was this fucking reporter.
So they're building rafts as the island begins to sink. And so now Ash is using Lapras. All of the water Pokemon are coming out to help pull this raft out to safety. Lapras being the MVP here, swerving around all the trees. It's sweet. Oh, yeah. I love it. We love Lapras.
Very video gamey.
Yeah. And they escape just in time. The prophecy was real. The island sinks below the water. Joy and the team apologize to the deranged old man, and they say they'll keep it all a secret. But I do think that the fact a whole-ass island has disappeared will be of some concern to the citizens of the Orange Islands.
Yeah, and okay, so they want to keep it secret to, like, protect the Kabuto, I guess. But also, like, you might actually do a better job of protecting them if it's, like, very publicly known, right? Like, if there's, like, agency around it or something.
So, like, how would they, like, try to keep it a secret that it's disappeared? Is this like, David Copperfield's greatest trick?
I think the idea... Well, okay, so, first off, great joke, great reference, good one. Second off, I guess the premise is that this was, like, a very unknown island, I guess. That the people who knew about it was very limited. But enough people would know about it that's still problematic, right? Because the reporters weren't acting on their own. They weren't like they were completely independent. They had an actual station's logo on their tents. PXTV. I wrote that down earlier. Yeah. So at least like their coworkers would know, and Joy would have had funding. Like there would be a paper trail.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Kabuto swim away off to a new home where they can lie dormant again until more idiots come and try to take them away. And then that is the episode.
Okay, so let's get to Literary Hour. This is where we try to draw some themes from the episode. The obvious one to me is the they dug too deep trope, which is a Lord of the Rings reference. I'm very sorry. Possibly has older, that trope itself probably has some older connections to like Atlantis again, or like humanity's hubris, where it's like basically kind of pushing the envelope too far and then humanity paying for it, or like kind of acting and trying to achieve in ways that actually damages the earth and kind of hits them back. So the Lord of the Rings part is in the Mines of Moria, where the line is that the dwarves dug too deep and they uncovered an evil which kind of ended that civilization of dwarves, which is the Balrog of Morgoth, which then Gandalf fights to the death in Fellowship of the Ring.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I also was trying to look for a book, which I couldn't find one, on the dangers of fracking, because I'm like, they basically just fracked on this island, like Team Rocket did.
Like frack.
Exactly, and then the island blew apart. But that's that is a topic that a lot of different people have a lot of opinions on, and I couldn't find anything clear.
I got one. Yeah. Anybody who plays Minecraft for the first time. Oh, because you dig straight down and you fall into lava, and that's when you realized, oh shit, I dug too deep.
And then the Kabutos come out of the hole that you dug and just swarm your island. You have to like make a new one.
Yep, exactly. All right, let's go to the 4-pour, shall we?
Right, so this is the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective rankings. We're going to pull 2 categories at random and rank the episode based on them. What do we got, Kellan?
So before we do that, we do need to talk about something, because we've got a new character with us for a while now, and I think he's a very temporary character. He won't be around very long. We need to get something into that 4-pour for him. We haven't really seemed to come up with anything specific for him, so I pitched that we just put a ball in there that says Tracy's bullshit, and we just rate on whatever the hell Tracy did that episode.
Yeah, that's a good one, because you know what? All he does is bullshit.
Yep.
I think that is a good summary. He's either sketching ladies, or he's measuring stuff, or he's like being like the actually person. So yeah, that works.
All right. So Tracy's bullshit is in here. We can it's possible to pull it today. So let's see what happens. First category will be not how the game works. So there's only one Kabuto fossil in the game, actually. Not a million.
Nice. Actually, that's not bad. Yeah. Were any of the attacks kind of like strange or anything? We saw like a horn drill.
Horn drill's fine. That's kind of like Rhydon's like thing.
okay. We saw Machoke as carrying stuff. That's fine.
Yeah. Pikachu with a
Strength.
pickaxe. That's also fine.
Yeah. I mean, you can't use that in the game, but whatever.
But I
Not
would if I
egregious.
could.
We all would if we could. Pikachu Minecraft. It's not that game relevant this episode.
No,
like it doesn't try to be in any way. It doesn't.
Like I would even say that Machoke grabbing that boulder is very much like the move strength.
It's
where
like
you use strength
yeah.
to move boulders, and so that's a dock against that. This is like the only thing I can think of is the fossil thing, and that's not even that much.
The fossil thing in okay. And sort of the whole premise, but not the problem is it doesn't go against lore. It doesn't break rules in the games. It just is not part of the game. It's just a new thing. So that's not really in the spirit of the ball.
I mean, in the game, the fossils can't just come back to life. Like it is a scientific process to revive these things, extract the DNA.
There you go.
So I'll count that.
Yeah, there's no blood moons.
I'm gonna say 3.
I was thinking 4.
Okay.
I actually found your arguments slightly compelling.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
Next category.
Number 2 will be the animation.
Okay, so
I kind of wish we got that on the Psyduck episode, but oh well.
The Psyduck episode has good animation, and my favorite animated episode so far has been the Pikachu Revolts. So with those 2 pillars in mind, this one's kind of stuck between them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's solid. It is not bad. And we get some nice Pokemon moments like the Machoke, like the Rhyhorn,
like Lapras swerving around the tree.
Lapras, and the whole Indiana Jonesing off the island last minute, not too bad. There are some parts that are like you said with the Kabuto, there's some repeated stuff there and kind of like them just as a mass. But at the same time, I think that was a very reasonable choice. You do not need to animate all these little fucks. I'm not looking at them for that long. They're kind of creepy, so whatever. So a decent episode for me for animation. I'll go a 7.
Yeah, I was thinking 6. So
okay. Well, it's been a while since we've argued about a score.
Yeah.
But we'll save that. It'll happen.
Well, 3.5, 6.5, that's easy. 10, 5. Right down the middle.
This is a 5 out of 10 episode. It's good.
Yeah, I would say
it's not bad. It's not great. It's not horrible. It's a 5.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to episode 92. Let's try to get through this one a little faster.
Sure.
Episode 92, stage fight, ! Or how was it before? Dance, Pokemon Showboat. There you go.
Dance, Pokemon Showboat.
So we aren't on the sea this time. The narrator got his way. We're not on the sea. We're on a showboat where Pokemon are the performers in this show. And so we go into the show. The gang's like, oh, we gotta see this shit. So they go into the show. There's a talking Hitmonchan on the stage. What the fuck? And so is Clefable. They're all talking. Oh my god. And they're doing Rocky. They're putting on a Rocky show.
Yes, they are doing Rocky on this this boat. The spotlight is on this Hitmonchan and it is talking. It doesn't exactly have Sylvester Stallone's accent, but it might as well. And there's a Clefable who's Adrian. And it's like, no, Rocky. Don't risk it. And he's like, I gotta win. And then there's a Machoke in the corner who's clearly Apollo Creed. And yeah, I think it's Rocky.
Ready to pummel this Hitmonchan.
It's either Rocky 1 or Rocky 2.
I've never seen either.
One of the early ones.
So they land blows, boom, boom. Machoke falls with a very, very poignant, I lost.
Yeah, reminiscent of Polonius in Macbeth. Not Macbeth. Oh my god, I'm confusing Shakespeare plays. Who am I? Polonius in Hamlet when he is killed and goes, I am slain. I always
Come
love
on,
that
people.
line.
Show, don't tell. It's like number 1 rule.
Okay, but if you do it,
Make it cheesy.
That is the number 1 rule. Right, but if you do it for a cheesy character, it works. And Polonius is the type of character who would announce his death, and that's why it's hilarious. Because Shakespeare doesn't normally do.
So then Abra comes out, does the count. Abra's the referee. Hitmonchan has found victory. The crowd cheers, and Togepi runs away. Uh-oh. She's trying to get on the stage. It's so cute. Oh my god.
So the gang follows them back, and this is where we get to see what is going on backstage. They've got voice actors who are lined up. They do the voices for the Pokemon, and the Pokemon have been trained to flap their mouths. Very what's that old Mr. Ed? What is that old horse show from the 60s?
Yeah, I think that's what
you
you're
know what
talking
I'm talking about? Where they would stick peanut butter in this horse's lip, and then they would have like a guy like do the horse's voice off stage, and it's all about a talking horse.
I did not know that's how they did that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's wild.
Oh yeah, 60s, 50s and 60s TV is like fucking nuts. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the immersion is totally broken. There's voice actors. These Pokemon aren't actually talking.
Yeah, we thought we found Meowth's people here, but no.
But I really loved this as they're kind of like talking about, oh my god, this is how they're doing it. It's like the end of the play, and in the background you can faintly hear the end, the music that we typically hear at the end of a Pokemon episode. So I thought that was a cute touch.
Like this sort of send-off vignette theme that they use. That's clever.
Like when they go into the to be continued screen. I like that. Right. I thought that was a very good touch.
Yeah, so, that's a nice little touch. So Ash and Tracy, are talking about how they didn't realize what's going on when the Wendy's girl runs up and scolds them for being backstage.
Wendy, what are you doing here? So, I assume this is like the stage manager. No, she's not. I thought this was the stage manager at first. Yeah, she tells them to shut the fuck up.
We'll learn more about her in a bit.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I'm jealous of your Pikachu. You guys seem so close. And that'll come back later. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. And so the Pokemon on the stage give their bows. And this is where we learn why this episode has been pulled from rotation from on official Pokemon lists. Jinx is here. That's it.
Yeah, not re-edited. Or
Jinx exists. So. That's why this episode can't be found anywhere.
Yeah, we've talked about that in the holiday episode in the past, I think. So go check out that episode. But just Google it. Yeah, we're not going to get into it here.
But they did redo Jinx for, I believe, that holiday episode.
Yeah.
For later releases.
That's what I mean. This wasn't like revised.
Yeah, but so why didn't they do it with this one? It's much shorter.
I guess the one person whose favorite episode is Stage Fight is really sad.
That's me.
This isn't a bad episode, though.
This is a cute episode. Yeah, I like this one. So the crew here tries to coerce a Raichu to go out on stage, take a bow, join him for the finale. Raichu won't do it.
Yeah, hiding and sad, doesn't want to go out.
Seems very shy. And then later, they're up on the deck. The showboat, we learn, is giving the gang a ride to the next island. In return, the guy with an accent that I can't place and really cool facial hair asks Ash to give Kay, who is the woman we met, advice about raising electric Pokemon.
Right. And the cool mustache man, his name is Roger, I believe. We don't learn that for later. So I don't know what you would call him other than that. He's the Sylvester Stallone voice from the Rocky play, I believe, as well. And a real mustache of a fella.
Very Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
So then we see very rare occurrence. Team Rocket are following in the Magikarp sub. They wanna steal.
Very rare.
They want to steal all these Pokemon for a Team Rocket dinner theater.
And we get this like cut of James and Meowth dancing in top hats
and doing the can in their fantasy as well. Right. Jesse's still just thinking about the money. She's like, we got to get the Pokemon, then we can get the money, then we can do whatever the hell we want. And Jesse and James and Meowth are like, you're right, let's do that. And then they say the show must go off. Haha.
Oh, good one, Team Rocket.
Yeah. So back on the showboat, Ash is giving pointers to Kay. He seems to know what he's talking about. Misty points out he doesn't actually know any of these things. He's just repeating things Brock told him.
A good throwback, yeah. So Ash is like, you gotta think about the personality of the Pokemon. Reasonable thing to say, a bit of a platitude. And I didn't think it was weird for Ash to know that, but I guess the theme is that Ash can't articulate anything that he does, right?
Yeah. Or as we'll see, it's
could. That was Brock's thing.
Yeah, or as we'll see later, Ash is better at speaking like from the heart. He can't really like talking about like the logistics of things doesn't make sense to him. But when he talks about just like what he feels and how Pokemon are supposed to feel, then he can actually like articulate it well.
Yeah, which is like not an uncommon thing. I think Ash is kind of relatable in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I analyzed this dumb show on the internet, so I'm obviously a little bit different, but I think there's something very human about Ash's approach.
So he's telling her all these tips and stuff, and then he's like, and the secret to raising electric Pokemon, I forget the secret to raising electric Pokemon. Pikachu, do you know what it is? Pikachu doesn't know either.
Pikachu looked like when you ask your cat a question, and it looks back at you like, I'm a fucking cat. What are you?
So Kay tries to perform with Raichu, perform their poem, but Raichu isn't doing it. Raichu shocks her and then bolts Ash, and now Kay is very, very sad, very upset about this. And she confides to Ash later on the
so it's at night
on the boat.
Kay is staring into the sea.
That she's afraid, and she thinks she's the reason that Raichu is acting like this. Because when they met, she hugged Raichu. She thought Raichu was so cute, which Raichu in the show is quite adorable. And out of what I can assume is love, Raichu shocked her, and she instinctively threw Raichu against a wall, which was actually very visceral.
It was. Yeah, so she hurts him in her fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and from then Raichu's nervous kind of about that anxiety he's getting from Kay.
And Ash encourages her to just keep trying, because eventually Raichu will understand that she loves him and they are a good duo. They will get past that. And Misty acknowledges that this time Ash is good at this because he's actually speaking from the heart. He's speaking about feelings and emotions, and that's something he actually kind of understands.
Connects with, and he's gone through that sort of thing with Pikachu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. There you go. He actually can completely relate to that. And so then Team Rocket hits the boat with a fucking torpedo.
Yeah, this is pretty drastic.
Yeah.
They're like, we've got the target locked. Fire!
Everyone
shot. Feels take the shot. Yeah. Everyone feels the impact on the boat. The Raichu is hiding, getting thrown around, and then Kay catches him. This is huge, right? Because she wasn't, they're having troubles with intimacy. And
Don't say it like that.
Come on, that doesn't need to be a gross word. And Kay catches him.
You were laughing as you said it. You knew what you were saying.
And Kay catches him and says she isn't afraid. And Raichu's surprised. He's looking up and like, oh, things are changing.
Mm-hmm. And so
she's
Team Rocket,
empowered by Ash's bold words.
Yeah, and Team Rocket reveal themselves. They're in fun costumes, though. Jesse's in, like, this pirate captain outfit. And then, of course, she's the leader. James is in, like, a servant outfit. Just the rags.
He's more like a deckhand bandit kind of outfit. And she's, like, a glorious, like...
captain of the sea.
Exactly, yeah. Why can't I think of Jack Sparrow? Why that takes so long to name? Yes, a glorious Jack Sparrow outfit.
But then they jump off onto the ground and they lose the costumes. And it's like, well, what was the point of that?
Yes.
They should have stayed in those costumes. That was fun.
They do that a lot. I think it's just because they can't reuse animations.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of episodes where I'm like, oh my God, Jessie's wearing her Napoleon outfit again. I fucking love this thing. And then it's gone.
Yeah. And so Meowth has a plunger now. Not a toilet plunger, but one that will blow the whole ship up.
Whoa.
He says, stick to the script or this show will bomb. Whoa.
And Team Rocket apparently has a bomb set.
Yeah, and Ash is like, bet. Blow this whole thing up. I don't care.
Yeah, do it. Do it, you fuck. Do it.
But the crew tell him, Ash, this is our ship. We need this thing. Don't let him blow it up. He's like, fine. Okay.
They're like, well,
fine.
He doesn't speak for us.
Yeah.
Because he's like, do it. Blow me up. Do it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Do it.
And so Team Rocket have ever so gently tied up everybody. I guess they just let them tie them up, I guess. It's the gang tied up in one bundle and the crew in another.
And Team Rocket's going to steal all the Pokemon now that the humans are tied up.
Yeah, and Meowth drill sergeants the Pokemon. That's great.
Yeah, this is like Full Metal Jacket. Meowth is marching in front of the Pokemon. I'm the new master. He should have had like an army helmet, like one of those sticks, And Raichu shocks him a little.
Yeah, they're not going to take it.
No.
The four crew people on the showboat, they figure out how to stand up and they kind of crab walk out of there. And they do this thing where they're standing outside of where the Pokemon are, and Richard nods to Hitmonchan. They're like, okay, we're going to do this. And so Hitmonchan starts talking with Richard's voice.
Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, and then Hitmonchan just punches James right in the fucking face.
Yeah. It's like they use the talking to kind of like amp up the suspense and also like distract them a bit and punch them in the face. And now they're all talking. All the Pokemon are talking. But it's the voice actor. Yeah.
But Meowth is like so emotional about this. He's like, "Oh my God, I found my people. I can find. I found people I can relate to. Oh my God,
I know how hard it was to learn to talk." Meowth just shares a very vulnerable experience.
And then Togepi slips out of the ropes. We go back to the gang. And then Hitmonchan fire punches James in the face.
Ooh.
And so he sends out Victory Bell, eat,
Gets
gag.
eaten. Yeah.
The music doesn't even cut on this one. It just goes straight from go Victory Bell to the eating, which I still thought it was kind of funny. But Jesse commands Wheezing to use Smokescreen. And it's got everybody coughing for once. They like never cough with Smokescreen.
They should have
everybody going.
How can you cough? That was last season.
But it's even got Team Rocket coughing. The gang are able to slip out of their rope, and as the smoke dissipates, the twerps appear on stage. Electric guitar theme rips in. It's great.
And Team Rocket yells, Pikachu, and the twerp too. This show isn't over, kid. It's just beginning.
And so Pikachu thunderbolts. Tracy has Marill go for a water gun. It slams Team Rocket into the wall. The crew gets out of their ropes.
Raichu's scared, but Kay gives him a hug and reassures him that she isn't scared anymore. They make up.
Yeah, Raichu is sitting alone in the corner, losing his religion, as one does.
It's me at the spotlight. And Team Rocket yells, we're fighting mad. James goes, and also soaking wet. And Meowth, did you get this slide?
I did not write it down.
He goes, and a wet Meowth is a very unpleasant Meowth.
Yeah, Kay has got Raichu here now. Raichu's sparking. She's pushing through it. Be like, I'm not afraid. We can do this. Raichu has got that confidence back. And Pikachu shocks Team Rocket. Raichu mega punches them. They both flying out the boat, blasting off again.
And everybody claps.
And literally everybody claps.
Yeah, that wasn't even a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, even the Pokemon are clapping. And then Abra, did you note down Abra's noises here?
No, what happened?
He's very phlegmy. He's like...
Oh, you know what? It sounded weird to me, but I chose to ignore it.
It was
I don't
so
understand
strange.
what I'm hearing. Moving on.
I reread it like 3 times. Back on land, the gang is calling Oak for some reason. They're just like, seemingly just to tell them they were on a showboat. Like, hey, I think this is important to you, right? Suddenly, Kay runs up to them. Something's happening to Roger. He can't go on stage, and they can go back to them. The smokescreen damaged his throat. He can't perform right now, and so they're going to cancel. I don't know what they were expecting the gang to do. I don't know why they had to go get Ash.
Very weird. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were just like, yeah, we're just going to cancel the show. It's like, okay, well, what could they...
This is basically...
What was Ash supposed to do here?
Kay being... Oh, we still need to wrap up one plot line. Come back to the ship so that there's a reason for the focus to be on us.
We need one more day of shooting. Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you. So, yeah, they're about to cancel the show when Raichu encourages Kay that they should take Roger's place.
Why keep calling him Richard?
The facial hair has me thinking of Richard from Friends, played by Tom Selleck. Yeah. I think that's what it is. And so they're gonna take his place, and Pikachu and Ash are also gonna help out too. They're gonna jump into the show. The show is on, and this is so fucking cute. Oh my god.
Yeah, Raichu's in a cute coat and hat. Pikachu too. If you see like thumbnails for this episode, it's typically this part.
Mm-hmm. And then it's time for Raichu and Pikachu introduce the show. It's the all-star Pokemon chorus line, and they're dancing to the Orange Islands theme. And this is so fucking silly, but I love it.
Yeah, I wrote, like, they're all dancing to Pokemon opening to, it's a very nice scene. Song still sucks ass, though.
Honestly, okay, every week when I boot up the episodes, I listen to the theme song on the first one just to get, like, into the mood, into the Pokemon sphere. Honestly, it's kind of growing on me.
Okay, you know what? It's growing on me a little bit, too. I'm not going to say it's good, but it's not as, like... The first time I heard it, like, for this rewatch, I was like, oh, what did they do? And now I'm like, you want to be a master Pokemon?
Do you have the skills to be number 1? Hamilton wishes, like, man.
We do all live in a Pokemon world. Good point.
I do want to be the master of them all. Yeah. Wow. So all the Pokemon are on stage, all of the crew's Pokemon, all of our Pokemon too, most of them. They're all doing the can for like a minute straight, and that's the episode.
Okay, so literary hour. I didn't do great this week.
That's fine. We can zoom past it quick.
No, I'll try to do it quickly. So this was what I was thinking about. The stage boat really got me thinking of those like old-timey steamboats, like on the Mississippi, which had me thinking about the adventures of Huckleberry
Steamboat
Finn.
Willie? Oh.
Or, yeah, sure, Steamboat Willie. Yeah, from that's not a book, but you mean from Disney?
It could be.
Be a very good book, yeah. No, I was thinking of Huckleberry Finn, but like looking up the plot again because I've only read parts of that book, I think, or even I have read like excerpts from it, but I haven't read the whole thing. I don't know how big of a part the steamboat plays in that, and why I associated a steamboat with Huck Finn is because of that Simpsons episode where Bart is like Huck Finn, and they end up on a steamboat, and he asks for some whiskey, and the guy's like, "How many X's you want?" Because all the jars have like 2X.
Yeah.
And that's why I got thinking of Huckleberry Finn. So, in conclusion, my literary hour is Huckleberry Finn because The Simpsons rotted my brain but taught me things, sort of, but also kind of not. Thank you.
My favorite literary hours are the ones that are completely detached from everything we saw in the episode.
Well, sometimes I own it, and sometimes I just collapse into darkness, which is what just happened.
All right, let's rate it. Category number 1 will be characters falling over in surprise and embarrassment, which I didn't note any.
No, I don't think it really happened.
I don't think it happened. Is that just a straight up 0? Oh, goodness.
It could be. I don't care if you pull a new one either. What do you feel like? This is a 50-50 depending on your mood.
I feel like we just roll with it.
Poor episode.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's like every episode has like its own bombs in the foreplay.
Oh, they do.
They could just tank it completely. All right,
yes, the KFC chicken bucket of 4 poor pulls.
Category number 2 is the power of friendship. I think this is a good one for this one.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Very
good.
Because it is about Kay and Raichu. And
The
they're
whole
learning
Raichu plot,
about friendship from Ash and Pikachu. You can clearly see the camaraderie, like a coworker, but friendship camaraderie that the people on the showboat have.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a strong bond there. And even there's like an acknowledgement of seeing this scenes through the eyes of Misty. That's kind of interesting, where she brings up Brock. She's kind of critical of Ash, but she then kind of comes to be like, oh, these are the things Ash are good at. I think there's something there too. And then the power of friendship culminates in the battles where like the Pokemon work together, the voice actors work together, and then Pikachu and Raichu get to do the 1-2 punch. It's a pretty good power of friendship episode. The only thing they don't do is say the power of friendship.
Don't forget, Hitmonchan and Clefable clearly have a very friendly relationship.
Adrian!
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So it's high. I'm gonna say 8.
Well, I was gonna go with a 9. You cannot get a 10 in shonen anime without going, and we'll defeat you with the power of friendship.
8.5, and so that would make it 4.25 for stage fight. Now, my friends, it is time for the saddest episode we've covered so far. It is episode 93. It's Bye Psyduck. So, as much as it pains me, let's just get into it. The gang is stopped on some island now for some rest while Ash is polishing the GS ball. When we look on the water, and Pikachu and Togepi and Psyduck are all waiting around in the water.
Oh, my boy, bringing him back after that lovely memorial service we held, having to go through this again. Oh, the pain.
And he falls into the ocean. Oh my god.
Classic Psyduck.
And he goes under the water. And then the title card comes up, says Bye Psyduck. And it's like, wow. It really looks like Psyduck has died.
The title card was the shape of a tombstone.
Yeah.
No,
it was very, very, very interesting creative choice here.
Creative decision.
Yeah. To have Psyduck almost like look like he drowned and then go, bye Psyduck. Okay, so
Pikachu's flipping out on the Lapras, and Tracy's like, "Seems like something's missing."
Yeah,
and my Pokemon watching skills tell me.
Yeah, and Psyduck's gone. Where could Psyduck be? Misty kind of starts freaking out, and somewhere nearby, a woman we see is fishing with her tentacruel when Psyduck surfaces, panicking. Of course, Psyduck doesn't know how to swim.
Psyduck emerges, flipping out.
Yep. And we go back to the gang.
Not again.
They had their water Pokemon go search for Psyduck. They couldn't find him. And Ash is like, it'll be fine. It can't be that easy to lose Psyduck, right?
It can't be that easy to get rid of Psyduck. Just a slightly different connotation than lose.
And Misty gets annoyed by this, and Tracy is able to pick out, ooh, you love Psyduck. Ooh.
It's love. Psyduck is her favorite.
Yeah, and she's so pressed about it. Why would she love Psyduck? Nah. But we all love Psyduck, Misty. Come on.
Yeah, we all do.
Get with the plan. And then that woman pulls up, being like, hey, you looking for this? She's got Psyduck with her.
Yeah, her Tentacruel, which stays outside the Pokeball. It's cool when we see other trainers with that sort of Pikachu-Ash relationship. But here it's a Tentacruel, which is cool because Tentacruels are massive and scary looking. And he's holding the Psyduck in one tentacle.
It's like he's holding him for ransom.
Yeah. He's holding him by the ankle. It's like he's gonna dip him in the river like Achilles, right? He's gonna like bless him with powers.
So this is Marina. Excellent water pun name there alongside Misty. And then Psyduck's tail starts to glow red. She says it might be time for it to evolve almost.
Interesting. So Ash gets curious and dexes him. So we learn that Golduck is the evolution. It's blue, fastest swimmer of all. And Marina and Misty have this full-on nerd-out water Pokemon meltdown. The Golduck is my favorite. Oh my god.
Yeah, Misty's like so excited about the prospect of a Golduck. Did she not know that Psyduck evolves into Golduck? And B, if she did know that, why would she hate Psyduck so much if he was going to evolve into like her favorite Pokemon?
Yeah, there's challenges with Misty's writing because it's like, okay, like we all love Misty, sure, get that out of the way. We feel fondly of the original 3, whatever. But the problem is that they constantly force Misty into these like female stereotypes, right? So she's always got to be brash and emotional, even about things that in character, in universe, she would be smart about. Like, I think that kind of a more modern twist on Misty would be, okay, she acts brash about some things, but not water Pokemon. Like, water Pokemon, you would think she knows everything about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Dexter says that Golduck is the fastest swimmer. Actually, I would like to point to base stats here and say that in terms of water Pokemon, Starmie is faster than Golduck. Tentacruel is faster than Golduck. Poliwag and Poliwhirl are faster than Golduck.
The Dex was actually evoking a Victorian use of the word fast, which which means slow.
Anyway, yeah, so that's just totally wrong. Misty and Marina, are gushing about Golduck and these water Pokemon. And I thought this was so funny, though, because Ash is, like, left out of the convo, and he just, like, goes dark and, like, fades into the background. It was so good.
It was a good, visual trick. Where they're like, I love the way water Pokemon flow, and how they swim, and how they dive, and how they surf, and how they squirt.
Too much info, Misty. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. and Ash and Tracy and Pikachu might as well have like a tumbleweed blow by them.
It's
like
so funny. Yeah, they're dumbfounded. Ash is like, I guess they like talking about water Pokemon, and Tracy. For my observation, I'd say that's true. Then a beat. Pika.
Yeah, and then Pikachu said a phrase which roughly translates from Pokemon into the English phrase, bruh.
Yeah. So Marina and Misty keep gushing about water Pokemon to each other, and then Marina asks...
They compare lures.
Oh.
They both have custom-made lures that they use for fishing.
And this lure of Misty's we haven't seen since the banned Safari Zone episode.
A long time ago.
But hey, that's continuity, and I like that.
That's continuity, folks.
Big proponents of that. Then Marina asks why Psyduck can't swim. She says, like, what the fuck's up with your duck? This is ridiculous.
and Misty kind of takes a page out of Team Rocket's hustle book and
this
goes,
is a rare
Psyduck. It's rare. You want to trade? And Marina's like, we could trade, or I could kill you. Let's battle.
And so Team Rocket's looking for the kids in the sub. James want lunch, and then Jesse finds the Torps at 12 o'clock, and then back to the gang. That's very unimportant right now. Fight time, 3-on-3. We're going to start Tentacruel versus Goldeen. And this is where I realized, man, Misty doesn't have, like, any powerful Pokemon. She's got Goldeen, Staryu, Psyduck.
Right, like she left the Starmie back.
She left her good Starmie at the Cerulean Gym, yeah.
She left her strongest Pokemon back at the gym, yeah. I mean, in a weird... in anime universe, her Togepi is kind of her strongest Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because like that metronome is basically like elven fairy magic.
So it's Tentacruel versus Goldeen. Tentacruel goes for a wrap. Goldine's agility is able to dodge and goes for the horn attack, but Tentacruel poison stings with its front little tentacle thingy, and Goldine's out.
Boom, smacks Goldine dead. We're having fish for dinner. Okay, so Marina reveals her trick here. Her real specialty is hybrid Pokemon, because Tentacruel is poison in water, she says.
Yeah, so...
Now go wild, Kellan.
So the show, 93 episodes in, finally decides to tackle the concept of dual typing.
There you go. It's Marina who brought this to light. The important character of Marina, who everybody remembers.
They're Tracy's like, oh my god, she's right. The Tentacruel is both a water type and a poison type, meaning it has the characteristics of both.
But we'll forget about all our other Pokemon that are dual-typed and we treat as single-typed.
Oh, it was so silly. But anyway, Staryu's up now. Marina starts freaking out because, oh my god, what a nice Staryu. You've done such a great job.
What a nice Staryu. Oh my god.
I believe Ash is like, get back to the damn fight. Big head all like that. Staryu goes for a Swift, which immediately kills Tentacruel in probably my favorite of the horrible battles we've ever seen in the show.
Like for really quick battles?
Yeah, because the Swift is just like a bunch of these little stars, and when they hit the Tentacruel, they just kind of sparkle off very, very calmly and stuff, and then Tentacruel just puffs up and dies.
Yeah, and he kind of like melts when he dies.
Yeah.
Like he kind of just like deflates.
It was so silly. I'm saying silly a lot today. Anyway.
You're in a silly mood.
Mm-hmm. And so Marina's going to go with her own Psyduck. We see is very buff, very strong. It's got some muscle.
This Psyduck is so hot.
This Psyduck fucks.
Yeah. Just like he's flexing, right? Like this Psyduck's favorite movie is Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So he demolishes Staryu very easily. And now it's going to be Psyduck v. Psyduck.
Yeah. And Marina's kind of like chewing it out on Misty's Psyduck too. She's like, your Psyduck is soft and rubbery compared to a hunk of a Psyduck.
My beefcake of a duck.
But here's the problem.
Misty goes to throw the ball for Psyduck to come out into battle. Oop, nothing in there. Wrong ball. Oopsies.
So where's Psyduck's ball?
She's like, man, Ash, toss me Psyduck's ball, please. And Ash is looking through her bag. She's like, I don't know which one's which. She's like, okay, just toss me the whole bag. And so he tosses her the bag, it lands in the water, and she reaches down into the water to grab it, and as she's pulling it up, we see something's in this bag that's not normal. And we pull the bag up and off of a Golduck.
Oh my god, the big blue bastard himself.
Yeah.
Psyduck evolved? Crazy.
Interesting.
Marina and Misty love it. Oh my god, he's so cute. It's kind of funny that they think Golduck is so cute, because like,
it's much more humanoid.
Psyduck's a lot cuter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Golduck is this elongated duck man from hell.
Yeah. It's a Scooby-Doo villain. To go back to that.
It is a Scooby-Doo villain because he's like a little bit mole man, like a little bit underwater person, a little Zora, you know?
And very clearly could be a human costume.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah. It's like a mascot for the poorest high school in the town.
Yeah. I don't remember if we see it here though, but this Golduck loves to do this thing where he gives a thumbs up to a person.
Yeah,
I love it.
This fucking rules, actually.
This Golduck has so much. Sorry, Golduck, not this Golduck. This is the same Golduck that we've always known as Psyduck. Golduck has so much personality now.
Right, Golduck is just giving thumbs up, winking at the camera, basically.
He's remarkably confident.
Yeah. If Golduck could talk, he would say one-liners.
And so back to Team Rocket, Jessie, they spot Golduck, and Jessie's apparently never seen one. Interesting. And so back to the gang. This is not important. So it's Psyduck versus Golduck now. Psyduck goes for a confusion, which sends a huge fucking humungadunga wave at Golduck, who surfs the shit out of it. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
He's like, waves, my specialty. But
then it starts to whirlpool. Psyduck didn't do that. Golduck didn't do that. Who could have?
What's going on?
None other than Team Rocket, baby.
Of course.
Magikarp sub emerges, flies out of the
shocks,
ocean.
it doesn't work because the Magikarp sub is shockproof, whatever. Yeah, okay.
They send the net. They catch Tentacruel and Psyduck, which is not who they wanted to catch in the net. And Jessie's like, maybe it's easier to steal Pokemon if we don't recite the motto first.
Yeah, Meowth's basically, that's what I've been telling you this whole time.
The element of surprise. Who could have seen that one coming?
Right, instead of doing
Nobody.
this elaborate show every time you try to sneak up on someone.
And so Marina sends Starmie to go save her Pokemon. Misty sends Golduck out for it too. Team Rocket are still bickering about like whose idea this was or whatever. Golduck pops up, gives his thumbs up, and then he flips him off with his magical finger. He starts to glow, and he flings him to the beach. And that's where Marina is like, "Who are you, and what do you want?" And Jesse and James are like, "You want to know who we are? Well, you better prepare for trouble."
Can't believe you asked.
So they do the motto, whatever. But afterwards, Jesse and James are like ready to give Tentacruel and Psyduck back. They didn't care about these two.
It's a mistake that they caught Tentacruel and Psyduck in their head. And this is pretty funny. They're like, well, we'll just use these as bargaining chips. These are our Pokemon now. Would you like to trade?
No, because Jesse and James are fully willing to give the Pokemon back. Marina's like, "Oh, can I have them?" They're like, "Yeah." And Meowth's like, wait. We can do a trade. And Jesse and James are like, "Oh, you're so smart.
God, this cat we carry around is a genius.
How did we think of that?" Marina goes to try and get them out of the net herself. Jesse sticks Arbok on her.
And desperate.
This is a negotiation, excuse you. And then she's like, "Arbok, take care of her."
Oh.
So Arbok's about to kill this woman.
Right.
When Golduck from off-screen...
As Arbok does, about to eat her whole, unhinge his jaw, and swallow the poor woman whole.
When from off-screen, water gun, poof,
bam!
Right into Arbok.
Walks up badass.
Golduck confidently struts up the beach. Arbok goes for a poison sting, but Golduck's like, nah, and blocks it. No poison sting.
Yeah.
And then hits him with this big ball of light from his head, which I have no idea what that move is supposed to be.
Well, it is clearly Piccolo's special beam cannon from Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, true.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get an actual proper move. Then he hyper beams Team Rocket's sub and blows up, sending the people going off. Team Rocket going blasting off again, and the sub is on fire now. And
we've got
flames. What about my Pokemon? Oh my god, Tentacruel and Psyduck are still in there.
And we thought that Golduck had some badass moments in this episode.
This is so good.
And then it hasn't even peaked yet. There's the flames on, and Golduck pulls out the ultimate action hero badass. He's carrying them out of the flames while using Psychic to like protect them.
He's holding them over his head.
Yeah.
Walking out like a fucking hero.
Man, what does this Golduck lift, bro? What are his numbers? What are you benching, bro?
And he gives another thumbs up.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Misty's swooning.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh my god, thank God your Psyduck evolved." Because it couldn't have used Hyper Beam without evolving.
Right.
And so it's time to finish that battle now.
Yeah. Golduck versus Starmie.
Ash is bored. But you know what, Ash? Sometimes you don't get to battle.
It's
Sometimes
not
other
about
people
you,
are going
Ash.
to battle. Yeah. And so it's Golduck versus Starmie. They go for the attack. Boom, boom. Exchange blows. Starmie goes for a bubble, which Starmie can't learn bubble. Thank you.
Okay.
But in the Japanese, it was bubble beam, so that's fair.
It's clearly a beam.
But these bubbles hit like a fury of punches with the sound effect, which I thought that was kind of funny. But it's hyper beam time. And Marina read that from a mile away. She's like, I saw that coming. Goes for a light screen. When Marina, light screen helps protect against special attacks. Hyper beam in Gens 1 through 3 is a physical attack.
Really?
You think you're so smart.
That. It looks so special.
Yeah.
What a special looking beam.
In Gens 1 through 3, physical versus special is based solely on type.
Oh.
So fire, water, electric, dark, psychic, grass, ice, and dragon are all special. Everything else is physical.
And Hyper Beam is normal?
Yes, yeah. And it's easy to remember because it's all of Eevee's evolutions and dragon. Those are all the special types.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Anyway, so, but the show works in my favor this time because Hyper Beam breaks through the light screen. It doesn't protect at all. This is just Marina being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then the Golduck flexes.
Yeah.
Marina's like, yeah, all right, you're not bad.
Yeah. And so Misty's like, all right, Golduck, you've earned some well-deserved rest. And she goes to put him back in the ball when, what's this?
What's this?
Psyduck.
What? We just
What?
held a funeral for you,
What?
Psyduck.
Oh
You're
my God.
still around?
Oh.
This is the first time I am learning this information.
We got the listeners so hard there. Oh, shit.
This is the first. What are you talking about, Kellan? I'm just learning this right
fine.
now.
We're gonna keep
a whole
on that bit.
funeral service. You read a poem.
Are we just going to keep the bit through the whole episode or what?
No, put this all in there. I am just learning this. Yeah, Psyduck's alive.
Yeah, Psyduck pops back out, and then we get another thumbs up. Golduck sees three pretty girls down on the beach and runs off to them to start flexing his muscles. This Golduck is just a fuckboy, to which Misty...
or in Misty's words, he's a Pokemon version of Brock.
In one of the greatest animation gags we've ever seen. It's so funny.
Which part? Where the Golduck's flexing?
No, when Misty realizes, when Misty says that. Yeah. Because the background goes dark, she slides into the spotlight, and then she sinks into the ground.
Yes, that was really
so good.
He's just a Pokemon version of Brock.
She is devastated.
Which, by the way, is a little bit gross, but we'll move on.
So they ask where Psyduck's been this whole time, and Psyduck does a bunch of charades, and Tracy is able to expertly pick out what Psyduck means. He was resting in his ball.
He was napping and didn't care.
So stupid.
And this is funny because Misty's going berserk. And she's like, Marina, you said that Psyduck would evolve. And she's kind of like, well, about that. You're pretty good at using wild Pokemon, Misty.
Yeah, that was weird. They never wrapped that up.
She dodged the question.
They weren't maybe Psyduck's not ready to evolve, or that was a lie.
It's not a thing, and Marina pulled it out of her ass.
Yeah, it was weird. Very strange. And so, yeah, Marina's like, you're a pretty good trainer. You were able to command a fully evolved wild Pokemon. That's something to be proud of. And
Ash's take on it is that the battle doesn't count because Golduck's not hers.
Which I can see where Ash is coming from, but also I agree with Marina more so.
Yeah, have you played Pokemon Stadium, Ash? You can rent Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
So the gang sail off into the sunset. Misty says she wants to fight when Psyduck has properly evolved, and that is the episode.
Oh boy. So, literary device. This thing on tvtropes.com is called a Disney death, where a major character is seemingly killed, and it makes us go through all the paces of it, but then they're alive. And so I guess this is just a really common thing at the climax of a lot of Disney movies. The example they've got on the front page is Snow White when the dwarves are all sad and then oh, she's fine. Yeah, and you can see that because they always kind of go to that sad music at the climax, but then the next scene is everybody's dancing and has a feast and stuff.
Yeah.
There's another good Lord of the Rings example. I'm so sorry, where Frodo's stabbed by the orcs when they first get into Mordor and stung by Shelob, and Sam thinks that he's dead, but then finds later he was kind of in a sort of a stasis, a paralytic stasis, and not actually dead. But the one I wanted to go with, I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, but it's for a very old book, Little Women. Okay, so from tvtropes.com, when Joe and Meg are watching over the sleeping Scarlet, fever-wracked Beth through the night, their mother comes home. The sudden change comes over Beth. Her fever flush fades away and her face turns peaceful. For a few moments, they think that the sister has died, but then they think to check her vital signs, and she is better. Little Women, folks. How little are these women, right? That's the joke from
Quite
Friends. Yeah. Are they scary little?
All right, let's write this thing and get out of here.
Yeah, triple.
Been a long one today.
Triple.
First category will be Misty's exasperation. This is a very Misty episode.
Oh, that's a good one.
That works out.
She's exasperated the whole... Okay, she's mostly exasperated at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Because during the middle...
she's freaking out.
She's
so happy.
just Yeah, she's just high on Golduck.
Yeah.
She's like, this is it. I suddenly rule. Psyduck throughout this whole time turned into a fucking badass who carries people on his back. He's like a fucking firefighter hottie. He's flexing the whole time. He gives thumbs up. Thumbs ups are cool. It's the late 90s and thumbs ups are cool. But the exasperation, is at the beginning and the end. They're pretty hardcore.
Fantastic. That's like 8.
It's
for me.
I kind of want to give it a 10.
It's kind
because of that animation part you said where she like slumps in the spotlight.
That is true.
That was a Misty exasperation through and through. Like that's like one of the best Misty exasperations yet, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I'm going to 10. That's a 10.
10. It's a 10.
A perfect 10.
Yeah.
Oh man, this could be our second 10 out of 10 episode.
Ooh, it's got the potential.
As long as the next category is a perfect 10, which is Meowth's puns. I don't know if that's going to be a 10.
I don't think it's going to be a 10. Let me check what his puns were again, this one. Sorry, I threw my notes on the ground.
Yeah, you got to stop doing that.
I got to stop. Yeah, Meow says, I told you it worked. That's not a pun. Does he even have a single pun?
Yeah, I don't know. Team Rocket's good moment is hey, we probably shouldn't do the motto all the time.
Yeah, it's not a pun. It's a 0.
But like there's got to be something in there, and we just missed it, right?
Okay, I'll look up transcript.
Yeah, I'll look through the episode, see if I can find one. Because there's no way that there is a full episode without a single Team Rocket pun. Meowth.
It's a Meowth pun.
Yeah, but I don't remember any from Jesse and James either.
Okay, I've got a bunch of Meowth lines up here. Oh, so when they're looking for a place to go, and James wants to get lunch, like Jesse had just hit Meowth, so he goes, or at least some place with an ice pack.
Oh, yeah.
Not exactly
really a
pun, but I think we could maybe count it. Save your energy, Squeaky. We've overhauled the sub and made the whole thing shockproof. Hoist up the net and let's see our catch. Technically a pun catch, because it's a fishing metaphor.
Yeah, if you want to get technical.
Oh, and you know we do. That's pretty much it. The ice pack thing, I guess. Yeah, and then catch, and then that's like basically it.
1.
Yeah, it's a 1.
It exists.
It's a 1 out of 10.
Ah, the dichotomy of 10 and a 1. Goodness.
The dichotomy of the 4-pour.
Yeah, that's 5.5.
We've said it before, but the 4-pour is a fickle bitch. We started this episode thinking of the ocean, right? I said this was going to be a wave through the life. We got really high. You know, that 10 out of 10 just now was the golden years. We're enjoying the world. We're traveling. And then you die. Much like Meowth's puns, we are gone from the world.
If we ever put the 4-pour on a t-shirt, that's the tagline. It's a fickle bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
4-pour, it's a fickle bitch.
That is it for this week. It was a long one, but we got through it.
Yeah, I hope you stuck with us. We had fun. I think this was a fun little ode to Psyduck, because Psyduck is
sticking around, baby.
Sticking around.
He's not going anywhere. Do you want to know what we're doing next week?
Yeah. Are we back to 2? I think
we're back to 2. We're gonna be back to 2 for a while. We're gonna look at episode 94, The Joy of Pokemon,
or in Japanese, Sailing Joy. Cross the raging waves.
And episode 95, Naval Maneuvers.
In Japanese, Naval Gym, Snowy Mountain Battle.
I think we should start talking the Japanese titles too.
That's really fun.
They're very fun.
They're so enthusiastic.
Anyway, that is next week. So join us for that next Monday.
All right. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. You can leave us comments on the episodes. They're on the Hydra Leech YouTube channel. You can also email us at tokilladelibird@gmail.com. Audio versions are wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. Kellan has a TikTok, which has been really entertaining lately. You say that, but you're putting out good content there, and lots of good, interactions, lots of good comments.
Yeah, I just hate TikTok.
Is the word. Yeah, but whatever, it's doing you good. It's good. It's good content.
If you're interested, by far the most interaction I'm getting.
He's kind of highlighting some of the stuff we've learned doing this podcast, but in terms of like anime errors and insights, and they've been pretty good. So you can check that out. That's Hydra Leeches on TikTok. We also have a Twitter. Bear with us during this social media bullshit.
Yeah.
We also have a Twitter, To Kill A Delibird. Yeah, same thing. Intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexia Action.
Also, I've been meaning to make note of this at the end of episodes when you're doing your spiel. But if you have any questions about the next 2 episodes, if you have anything specific you want us to talk about, I would love to start including stuff like that. So hit us up in the comments or in the email, and then maybe we'll choose your question.
That's a great idea. Yeah, we only don't have a listener question segment on the podcast because we never got a listener question.
That's part of why I like to give you the episodes ahead of time, not only to watch, but if you have anything you would like us to talk about, then please feel free to let us know.
I will say we would even answer things that are like, Kellan
fucking
and Graham,
stupid.
What are your take on pastrami? We'd be like, with a hot mustard, pastrami kicks ass.
It does. Pastrami's pretty fucking good.
Pastrami's like an S-tier deli.
It is.
In my eyes.
It is very good.
Well, don't ask about that because we just told you.
To Kill a Delibird is my favorite deli meat podcast.
Bro, I could do a deli meat podcast. I think you could too. But you know who really could? Is Nolan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Our producer. He would do a kick-ass deli meat podcast.
All right, bye.
Deli meat forever.